So today we're going to be starting and baking a chocolate cake. This is going to be for Dana, the winner of the last video competition. Got the flour. Quarter teaspoon of salt. So you're just going to go ahead and whisk that all together quickly. Now we're adding the butter to the mix. Make sure it's at room temperature, or else this won't really work that well. So now we have the butter in the bowl, we're going to stir it up.
I really mix the butter with my hand mixer. Got it for $5 while thrifting once.
So now you're supposed to boil or melt the chocolate using boiling water. Ooh, I didn't measure that at all. So you have to be very particular when baking about using the right amount of items. So here I'm actually gonna restart with the chocolate. Kind of a pain in the butt, but probably should have mixed this up or broken up the chocolate a little bit before adding the water. So when you're doing this at home, do that, not what I do. Alright, that's starting to look melted. Put the spoon in there. Now we're going to go ahead and add a whole 1.5 cups of sugar. Supposed to keep going here until this is light and fluffy. Alright, so now we need to add the egg yolks in one at a time, and we're going to be using the egg whites later, so make sure to save them.
So here you can see I'm separating the egg white from the egg yolk by using the eggshell to pass the egg yolk back and forth. Eventually I kind of crack the egg yolk, and that's when I decided it's time to put it into the bowl and mix it. Again, after you separate each egg, mix it in completely to the batter before adding the next egg yolk, and save all of the egg whites.
This is the last egg here, so this is the last time we have to beat it together until we add the flour and all the other stuff we still have to add. A lot of beating going on. Slowly add our chocolate in here. Should be almost cooled at this point. So now we're going to go ahead and add the flour and a little bit of the milk that we have. I'm doing this in 3 batches. Starting to look pretty good. We're going to add the last bit of flour. Starting to get pretty thick here. This is good. Where are my teaspoon measures? Here they are. So now that you've mixed all of that together, add the 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Wow, it's really cool how they expand like that. It says to go until they're stiff but not dry. So I'm going to go a little longer. You can kind of see how it's holding its shape there. Here, let's see if we can do that again. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. Use a low setting here. So at this point, we're really all done with the mixing, and we can pour it directly into our pan. Try to be careful about this. Kind of, we can just dump it in. We're just going to gently spread it around the pan a little bit. Again, make sure this pan is greased before you use it, or else you'll just have a mess. See you in 30 minutes. It's definitely risen. Careful. That is still pretty moist, so we're gonna keep cooking it. It tastes good. So now, giving the cake another 10 minutes to cook. It looks like it's better. I also found a new tester. That came out clean. We'll try over here. The order, the center. Came out pretty much clean. I am gonna call that good enough. Alright, so now that we've had this bad boy cooling for about 5 minutes, we're going to try to flip. It's a pretty big cake, so I'm going to have to use a cutting board to flip onto it. It's the only thing flat enough and big enough to do it. And we'll see how it goes.
So while the initial flip was successful, I had a little trouble getting the cake out. You can hear me hitting it on the bottom. It's kind of like making a sandcastle at the beach. You just gotta hit the bottom a little bit, and the sandcastle will slide out. In this case, it's a cake.
Ta-da! Wow, it smells great.
At this point, I realized I had to bring the cake over to Dana's place, since it was technically her cake. So I ended up cutting it up to fit it into my plastic containers for transport. Icing was really easy, actually. You just spread it on. I didn't make my own. Maybe in a future video, but I kind of had enough making this cake. It took a while. I had trouble though spreading icing onto the board and cut. Didn't have the same type of surface, so that was a little tricky. And I'm just kind of giving up and assuming they'd be happy with the cake no matter what. In terms of sprinkles, I didn't have any, so I just added food coloring to granulated sugar. That worked pretty well. Fortunately here, when I was moving the cake, falls there. Looks real shitty, but oh well. Everyone seemed pretty happy with the cake. It tastes really good. I was happy to do it. I don't really like cooking by myself that much though, so I don't think I'm going to do too many more videos like this in the future. Hopefully get some friends over, some family. Also hoping to get some people over who want to talk about like world politics or different news events and cook food related to the incidents. But we'll get to that point in the channel soon. Coming up soon is a donut hole video I'm doing with Dahlia on tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that. Thanks for all the support. It's been a lot of fun doing this, and congrats to Dana on her chocolate cake.